Alrighty, welcome back. So this is the first iteration of a sort of in-game minimap I created. Well, I guess the second, this, if you can give the second thing up here, but it's not. So this is it here down the bottom. So this blue dot represents basically the room that we're in. So you see if I move into this room, the blue dot will move over here. So now we're in this one cross section. These lines represent each pathway you can take. So you see, because we can't go up, there's no path upwards, but there is to the bottom and to the right. So we go through the right one. Yeah, let's do this. So this one is made with basically an array of neutral buildings. So they're just buildings that are made invisible that you can't select, but so that they show up on the minimap with an icon that I've just changed to be a custom blank tile that I can change the color of basically. But you'll see that it has at least obvious flaws down here with the. You can see units still present on the map, and I'll show you when I actually create. So if I go down there and I'll create some. What do we want to be here? 12, let's try 11. Yeah, so with these ones you'll see that they're actually on the map. The units overlay onto the tiles themselves, which looks very shitty for a bit, lack of a better word. Which was one of the main things that made me go into the second iteration. So the reason I switched over to these tiles here is because I had a lot of trouble with the last ones trying to get rid of the little dots and shit there on the map, trying to make them invisible, which I tried almost everything I could and it just didn't work, so I switched over to this, which is, it's a model file that's just a texture that you overlay onto the minimap. But it took a bit of trial and error because it has to be very, very small, otherwise it just takes up the entire screen. So it took a long while to get it right, so now these tiles, I can't remember, I think 24 by 24 or something like that. But they seem to work much better, yeah, so they allow me to add these sort of colour to them, so grey will be a door you haven't gone through yet, and white's obviously explored area, blue's the current dot, it's you basically, so it shows what room you're in, so you keep track of where your position is on the map. It's got a bunch of items. Yes, that's another thing I'll show you, is the items that I downloaded these model files from Hive Workshop, so these items actually have visual, like you can distinguish them basically. Up here the key's got a little graphic as well, which is quite nice, but yeah, I'll carry on showing you this tile thing, so I'll see if we can get to one that, yeah, so this one here has a golden door, so you can see that on the map as well, that's reflected as being a locked door, so when you're down here, and then so if you want to come back to it later, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, that's where the locked door is, so I can go and see that, take my key back there. So the main, so this isn't the final. I was very happy with the way this turned out, but this obviously isn't the final. Well, maybe it's not obvious, but this isn't the final minimap that I'm going with. But I'll show you the main reason for that. So if I go and explore all these rooms, you'll see that the minimap isn't very large. It's 4 by 4, so it's like 16 rooms possible total, which isn't really ideal because it doesn't really allow very long, or very expansive rooms, I should say. Which wasn't really going to be much of a problem before because I was just going to make each room take longer. Then I noticed that like if you want long rooms from the start to the finish, then you can't really have that many rooms for loot and special other things and shit like that that make it worth exploring. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and show you the final iteration. Yeah, so this is the one that we finally landed on. And I like it much better, so yeah, so the first big difference you notice is that each room is segmented by these little black lines, which is a lot better. These tiles are 16 by 16, so it sort of worked out a lot better because the map itself is 256 by 256, so it's a lot easier to scale the rooms and stuff, so I'll show you when they're all explored. Yeah, so now you see the minimap, that allows for like a lot more rooms, and I ran into a problem when I was first doing this because I was hitting what's called the operation limit in the Warcraft 3 world editor, and that's mainly just because I had a bunch of nested loops, so I had to split the basically the room drawing function into two different functions so it didn't hit that limit. This is the result we've got now, so it looks a lot cleaner, especially with these segments, like denoting rooms. And allows the layouts to be more expensive, which is also very nice. So that's pretty much it, I think, for the minimap. I probably still could expand it, but it might just make it a bit laggy, and I don't know if I really need to at this point. Because I can just make the rooms various and different kinds of shit like that, and it'd be nice. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Next thing we'll probably be working on, as I say, more rooms and more room layouts and shit, but then also boss encounters. So I have a very rudimentary one at the moment. I'll see if I can... Actually, yes, this one here, so I kill these guys. It's very basic, but I was sort of just working. So I'll use these because they're pretty OP. So you'll see she has this ability where she casts Blizzard and then fucks you up, but it's kind of a bit scuffed because she's ranged, so yeah, you get kind of fucked after a little while. But yeah, that's sort of like very basic at the moment. Then yeah, once she's dead, doesn't cast Blizzard anymore. That's pretty much where we are at the moment, so we'll see where we go from here.